check some stuff out right quick. Doing everything correctly. Pretty sure I'm live right now. I'm not sure if I'm live. I mean, all right, I'm gonna be talking about why the Democrats lost, basically, like and like how they miscalculated everything and just went on this emotional campaign about like, oh, if you don't agree with us, you're this, you're racist, sexist, a bigot, or so and so. So let's like break it down. I'm gonna start showing out like a lot of these. I'm gonna start with the view.
Morning, the headline was America Makes a Perilous Choice. I think that in 2016, we didn't know what we would get from a Trump administration, but we know now. And we know now that he will have almost unfettered power. And so I worry not about myself, actually. I don't worry about my station in life. I worry about the working class. I worry about my mother, a retired teacher. I worry about our elderly and their Social Security and their Medicare. I worry about my children's future, especially my daughter, who now has less rights than I have. And I remember my
See, this is what I'm talking about. Like they're saying that women are gonna have less right than their mothers, less right than their grandmothers. Like, do you not understand the Constitution? You think Donald Trump becoming president automatically? Oh, he's just gonna be a dictator on day one. Like that was obviously a joke. Everyone that was smart enough to understand that was a joke is like, yeah, that was a joke. We're not that stupid.
my father telling me many, many years ago that I was the first person in his family to enjoy full civil rights. And now I have less civil rights than I had when he told me that. So again, I'm profoundly disturbed that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution did not prevent someone who participated in an insurrection from becoming president of the United States.
If Donald Trump actually did commit an insurrection, how come he was never like found guilty, like ever, like actually impeached all the way through for violating Article 14, not Article 14, but the 14th Amendment, and actually go have a that going what did you just say? But like that's how we know y'all BSing us. Like he was not an insurrectionist. Like they deleted his tweets when he said go peacefully, patriotic, and stuff like that. They deleted all the tweets, and they just wanted to be able to twist it and say, "Oh yeah, he was a violent insurrectionist." When he was like, "Hey yo, go peacefully. Hey yo, don't do that. Hey yo, stop." What? Like, listen to
United
me.
States. I think that going forward, the convicted felon box on employment applications better be taken off, because if you can be the president of the United States, then you should not.
Saying Donald Trump is a convicted felon when everybody saw the stuff is like, hey yo, this is political. Like he's not like, what did he actually do? You gotta be charged in like, what was the you gotta have like a be doing that shit in in something with a with a another crime. They charged him for the document fraud stuff, but they didn't say what was the other crime that he did to make it a felony. Because if it was just a misdemeanor, it wouldn't be like it would be past the statute of limitation. So it said in furtherance of a second crime, so it wouldn't be past the statute of limitation until it upgrades to a felony. And they're gonna be like, and when he investigates them, they're gonna be like, okay, we fucked up. Letitia James probably gonna be in jail. I'm just saying because that was election interference. But I don't want to talk about that.
Be prevented from employment in this country, because I remember applying for my jobs as a federal prosecutor, and there was a box for convicted felons.
Well,
and so that box better be taken off. And I think our healthcare system is now at risk. I think
no fluoride for anyone.
Yeah, economists have made clear that he's going to increase the debt by $7.75 trillion. I'm worried about mass deportation and internment camps, and I'm also worried about Elon Musk warning Americans to prepare for temporary hardship.
Let's talk about these economists. let's say like they could get some liberal economists that say, "Oh yeah, just make this statement." Like we don't know who these economists is. Like we're putting our name in like faceless bureaucrats and faceless people that say, "Oh, I got this title, so you should trust me. I'm an expert. You should trust me." Like we don't. Why should we trust you when we don't even know who you are, bro? Like why is this economist saying, "Oh, it's gonna cause daggone inflation"? And if it was so bad, how come they didn't get rid of the tariffs? How come the Biden administration didn't get rid of the tariffs after he's like, "Oh, y'all gonna do tariffs? They're bad. Why didn't you get rid of the Trump tariffs?" That's how Kamala was, and it was like, "Yo, Kamala, your administration kept the tariff that was going on from Trump," and the other she was like, they didn't want to admit that he was doing something good with that. I'm not saying tariff everything, but when you tariff something, it's like everything that's getting imported is gonna be cost a little more. So like homegrown products are gonna be cheaper and more affordable. So people are gonna more likely to buy the product that's homegrown and stuff like that instead of saying our money and our dollars to overseas markets. And it's gonna get like you know how China's building factories in Mexico because it's cheaper and stuff like that, and they could easily start pushing those cheap products and go past that going I forgot what it was. What was it? Yeah, some tariff war was having some economic war with China. They just started building company stuff in Mexico because of the trade agreement that America and Mexico have. Maybe we need to renegotiate that. Maybe under Trump we will, but I'm just saying y'all can't be acting like tariffs was all bad when the daggone Biden administration kept the Trump tariff. And people voted for the illegal immigrants. Like y'all gotta make a distinction from immigrants like me that came here legally and became citizen versus illegal immigrants. When people are talking about, "Oh, they're poisoning the blood of the country," they're talking about illegal immigrants. They're talking about people in like none of the motherfuckers that was committing crimes in Colorado, the motherfuckers that are taking over apartment buildings in the rural Colorado. Those are who he's talking about when he says he's poisoning the blood of our country. He's not saying, "Oh, every immigrant is bad. Every immigrant is this or that." Like, come on, let's be fucking for real for once.
I'm
I'm gonna try to cuss less. I know people would say, "Oh, you need to stop cussing so much."
surprised at the result, but I'm not surprised. As a woman of color, I was so hopeful that a mixed race woman married to a Jewish guy could be elected president of this country. And I think that it had nothing to do with policy. I think this was a referendum of cultural resentment in this country. Well,
this is why the left is going to continue to lose election because you say, "Oh, have nothing to do with policy." It's because you're racist, you're sexist, misogynist. Oh, you hate black. And you forgot there's a large part of your party, the Hamas wing of the far left, are anti Jewish people, and her husband is Jewish. You think that they will want to vote for a person married to a Jewish guy, and you're trying to say we're the racist? We're trying to say Republicans. Oh, that's all the racists on the Republican side. But yes, the Hamas wing is anti-Semitic, is against Israel. I'm just saying, how are you gonna say that? Trying to say, "Oh, it's not because of policy, it's because of who she is." I'm like at a certain point, you got to understand it was about policy. There's what's the phrase? It's the economy, stupid. Like y'all never want to accept that. Oh, the economy was actually bad. People were actually struggling. Y'all no. It can't be that. We're racist. We're sexist. We're some type of evil, some type of bad word that you want to call us. When it's just bad policy, y'all can't just admit it for once.
I think it. I think it has to do with a lot of things, that being one of them. I'm obviously very disappointed. I'm very sad. I was at the Kamala Harris headquarters yesterday in Washington, and it was a very sad scene. The mood turned immediately, and I tell you, there's a quote I get a lot of inspiration from, and it's a quote that I read when I was reading about John F. Kennedy, and it says, "Whether I am on the winning or the losing side is not the point with me. It is being on the side where my sympathies lie that matters." And that to me brought me a consolation and inspiration this morning, because
running a campaign on emotions, running a campaign about your fifis, your feelings is not how you win an election. Like y'all try to run this campaign, "Oh, women's rights taken. You don't care about women if you don't vote for Kamala. You're evil. You're like," and we're just like, maybe we're not pro-abortion. Maybe we're like don't want to murder babies in the 9th month. Maybe like we kind of want to have some limitation on that. But it's like, "Oh, if you disagree with that, there's something wrong with you." And I'm like, this is really how y'all feel. Like we can't disagree with y'all. If we do, we're evil, and this is why y'all gonna lose elections and continue to lose elections. I'm just saying that was a red wave, and y'all guys got washed up in that.
I have no regrets.
Yep.
I worked hard as hell to elect the first Black Asian woman president. History slipped through our fingers again. I worked hard as hell for Donald Trump not to be president. But today, unlike Donald Trump and his followers, I acknowledge that he won. I hope for the best for our country, and I make a commitment to our LGBT.
Donald Trump lost his election in 2020. Of course, everybody knows that. Look at how bad it got. Look at how bad the economy got. We damn sure know that it was Trump in office. Come on now.
LGBTQ, to our immigrants, to our elderly, to our young girls, to the women, that we will not stop fighting. We can be sad today. Today we can be sad. Tomorrow.
That's the problem. Y'all trying to make it about everything that is not. Oh, here, this is my Twitter. If y'all got an interesting video while I'm doing this, go ahead and send it to me. Y'all try to make it about everything that's not. You're trying to say, oh, it can't be about policy. It can't be because they didn't like the candidate. No one voted for her. Like, no one voted for her. Y'all expect us to be like, oh, she's a Black woman, this, that. We thought everyone's going to be like, yeah, let's vote for her. I'm like, what? Come on now. Gotta check out something right quick.
For a lot of hurt.
This is Van Jones from the
I'm
Crying Negro Network. Remember that episode that he was crying? He probably not crying this one. This is why I call CNN the Crying Negro Network, because Van Jones always on here crying. But let's
about
watch.
The people who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight. There are African American women who know a little bit about being talked down to, and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months. And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy. And once again, they're facing rejection. And that hurts.
Why are I trying to make this thing about some emotional, ethereal thing? It wasn't about that. It wasn't about her race, gender, what so have you. It was about the policies being bad. Oh shoot, y'all couldn't see that. My bad. It wasn't about that. It was about her policies being bad.
They thought tomorrow morning they're going to walk out with their shoulders back a little bit, maybe able to breathe for the first time and feel like they belong someplace. They did everything that they knew how to do. And it's going to be harder than it should be tomorrow for them to hold their heads up. And they're not the only people who are hurting tonight. If you're a parent of a trans kid, your child's face was used as a springboard to power for somebody. That doesn't feel good. There are going to be people tomorrow. We're going to be handing clothes at the dry cleaners to people who don't have papers. There are going to be people who are going to be cleaning your teeth tomorrow who don't have papers. And they're terrified tonight.
How are they gonna be working in a dentist's office cleaning teeth without papers? That shit don't make sense. He just pulling shit out his ass at this point. Like, why are you trying to make this about emotion when y'all? This is why y'all lost the election, because y'all refused to admit that it was because y'all put a candidate that nobody voted for up against Trump, and y'all are confused why she lost now. Like, how are you confused that she lost when no one voted for her? In the primary, she was like one of the first people to get out before she even got to California, because she was like, yo, I can't lose California because that would really look bad for me. Y'all didn't vote for her in the primary, but now y'all want to be like, oh, yeah, she's the one.
And so it's easy to blow this off. Oh, look at the elites. They're going to get their comeuppance. It's not the elite that's going to pay the price. It's people who woke up this morning with a dream and are going to bed with a nightmare. And those people didn't deserve to be respected and held and talked to. Those are the people who are going to pay the price for whatever Donald Trump decides to do.
Yeah, but Van, how do we know that those people didn't vote? A large portion of those people aren't part of the people that elected Donald Trump.
Well,
right? I think that's a good part of the electorate. And the black women, the party, the Democratic Party, let those black women down. Not Donald Trump.
Damn, he said, like, CNN refused to admit that maybe y'all are on the wrong side of history. Y'all don't understand that. Maybe y'all the one on the wrong side of history. Maybe y'all don't get it. No, but y'all might just say, oh, It's everybody else. We didn't do anything wrong. We didn't have she ran a flawless campaign. It's everybody else that did something wrong.
I want to be with the side that's waving the biggest flag. I want to fit in. And it's this idea of I want to be with the side that's waving the biggest flag. I want to fit in. And there is a huge element, to be honest, of anti-blackness in a lot of this. Anti-black Americanness specifically. And Paola and I have talked about this, that there is a part of that anti-blackness is a piece of it. Even though Enrique Tarrio, who's the head of the Proud Boys, is a black Latino. But he's down with white supremacists, down with them. And there's this idea that I'm black, but I'm not black. I may look black to you. I may be black if I'm walking through Bloomingdale's and get followed around. But in my mind, I'm identifying with whiteness because whiteness means privilege and it means not being a black American. This has to be unpacked because this shift among Latino men is significant. And it says something about where we're going in this country, about whether we can create an appeal. There's also, the last thing I will throw in is the creation of the idea that everything that Vice President Harris was proposing is communism. That is a potent argument for a lot of Latinos.
Y'all call Trump a fascist. Y'all call Trump saying, oh, he's gonna be a fascist. But we found the communist ideas that Kamala was having and was like, yo, that's the kind of communism. Y'all like, no, you don't understand it. That's not communism. And some people were actually praising communism. And I'm like, bro, what the freak? Y'all don't understand this. But then again, some of y'all actually support socialism, or like some of the champagne socialists, some of the champagne companies, like, oh yeah, it's gonna come, but it's not gonna affect us as bad as it's gonna affect the regular people. And we was like, price control. Wait. Why would a company say, hey, yo, if I'm gonna sell this product at a loss, why would they continue to make that product? Are the government gonna then go and say, oh yeah, you gotta put it at this price and you gotta continue to sell it, or we're gonna take your business over? Like, wait, that's what it sounded like. And like a large part of Hispanic people came from countries that used to be communist, like even Florida. They got them Cubans, and them Cubans came from the daggone Cubans and say, yo, we don't want communism here, and we understand what it did to our country, so we definitely don't want it over here. So why would you bring up ideas that people are saying, yo, that's communism, price control? Like, why would you do that?
Pop and Hulk Hogan generation, the F your feelings. Yet it was the hip-hop and Hulk Hogan generation, the F your feelings latchkey kids who came up on Dynasty, Dallas, and The Apprentice, who were the lone age group that voted in a majority for Trump. A majority of Gen X voted to turn America into an autocracy and to condemn
Thank you, Gen X. Thank you, Gen X. Like the millennials, we slacking. But thank you, Gen X. Like, y'all did that day. Y'all was part of the reason that Trump won, and y'all did that damn thing for that. And because it was so simple, it's like, if Kamala said, they asked Kamala, what would you do different than Biden? And she was like, I can't think of anything. Why would people want her to be the daggone president? If you fail at your job, what makes you think you're going to get promoted? And you think it's all because of, they're hateful. The other side is hateful. Like, this idea that we're going to run a campaign of shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right doesn't work no more. Saying, you're a racist, that's why you don't want to vote for Kamala. That means, like, that don't work here no more, big dog. I don't care no more. You call me a racist, it doesn't matter no more. Saying, because I'm black, I can't be a racist, but I'm a sexist now because I didn't vote Kamala. I don't care. All y'all bad words that you want to put on people that don't support your candidate, no one's hearing that shit no more. No one cares. You think I'm this and that because I don't want to support the same candidate? And like Joy Reid, people think you're a racist because of all the racist stuff you do. So why would they try to say, Joy Reid said I'm a daggone racist, this and that? Maybe I should change my mind. Maybe I should change this and that. No, we don't care what Joy Reid got say, because we understand, she's saying you're a racist, sexist, blah, blah, blah. It's just what the left do. It doesn't. Those words don't have no meaning no more. Call someone a racist, sexist because they don't want to vote for the first black female president or something like that doesn't have no effect no more. They'll probably say, okay, you call me those bad words. All right, I'm not going to have this argument with you. They're just going to say, oh, yeah, you're right. Okay, blah, blah, blah. Stop having the argument with you. But when they go vote, when they go in that voting pool, y'all made the commercial say no one can see your vote. So they was like, if the Trump people can't see my vote, Y'all can't either, so I'm not gonna vote for y'all. I feel like that backfiring on people. Like, wait a minute, y'all can't see my vote, so I'm not gonna vote against y'all now.
Grandkids to a far-right Supreme Court, probably for the rest of their lives. And it was not just Gen X, because while 91% of black women voted for Kamala Harris, 53% of white women overall voted for Trump, despite the open disrespect and demonization hurled by J.D. Vance and the Supreme Court stripping women's bodily autonomy, courtesy of Donald Trump, who closed his...
I feel like more women than y'all think don't care about abortion like that. More women like, hell, I don't gotta worry about abortion if I keep my legs closed. I'm not fucking a whole bunch of random men like liberal women are doing. So why am I worried so much about abortion? Oh, there's the morning after pill. There's all these other stuff that I can use before I actually need an abortion. So why am I worried? And y'all try to make abortion seem like, oh, if you're a woman, you're against abortion. Oh, you're against being a woman. And they're like, y'all want to kill babies into the ninth month. I don't agree with that. Like, that's kind of messed up. That's what a lot of these women were thinking, but y'all didn't want to say nothing. Y'all just want to say, oh, it's abortion. If you don't agree with unfeathered abortion, unrestricted abortion, oh, you're against being a woman. You're against this and that. And they're like, oh, they'll probably be in the same circles with y'all, talking, shaking their heads, not trying to buck at y'all or show you anything back. Just like, yeah. But when they go vote, they voted like, yeah, I don't care what that lady was saying. Like, abortion is not the biggest deal. Like, soon they're not gonna be able to afford abortion under the Biden economy. So that's what they're saying, yo, I can't afford to eat. So worried about being able to kill an unborn child is not a big deal to me because I'm not here slutting it out like some of y'all are.
Impulsive campaign by dropping the B word on Nancy Pelosi.
Okay, and y'all call Trump all these horrible things, but someone called Nancy Pelosi the B word. Oh no, that's so evil.
Breakdown by education was stark. Harris won 57% of white women with college degrees. And
this is the thing I feel. This college degree thing, no one respects college degrees but people with college degrees. Everyone's like, just because you have a college degree don't mean you're smart. Just because you're educated don't mean you're intelligent. Because you see people that say, oh, I have a college degree. And there's like, oh, what is a woman? And they get stumped. They get confused. People with college degrees are saying a man could be a woman. And people without degree, they're like, I don't think so. That doesn't make sense to me. This is what y'all got with y'all degree? This is what y'all learned at college? That's not kind of... People without degrees will ask y'all basic questions like that, and y'all will try to go on some I can't say words, my bad. Some philosophical point of view to try to prove a man could be a woman, and they're like, don't a man have XY chromosome, a woman have XX? Yes, but sex and gender are not the same thing, and they'll stop listening to y'all. They'll disregard your daggone college degree. They'll disregard you being more educated because being educated does not mean the same thing as being intelligent. Being educated means, oh, I went to an institution to learn how and what to think. I didn't learn how to critically think on my own. School and college doesn't teach people that no more. School and college teach people, hey, yo, this is what people are thinking. This is what people have accepted as fact. So this is what you have to accept as fact. That's what these schools and colleges are teaching. People's like, what if I disagree? You don't. But wait, what? If you disagree about, someone saying a man can't be a woman, you're going to get canceled. You're evil. So they're like, oh, yeah. So in public, they'll be like, yeah, whatever. Keep their mouth shut. But in private, they vote different. In private, they're like, yo, when they're around all their conservatives, they're like, yo, I don't agree with that. That doesn't make sense to me. But hey, yo, I'm just not trying to argue. A lot of people just say, I'm not having the argument no more because the left is gone too crazy. A lot of people are saying, I didn't leave the left left me.
Lost 63% of white women without them. It was also men. Trump won every age group of men, including 60% of Gen X men and 6 in 10 white men. Also Latino men, who despite the utter disrespect shown by Trump and his promise to deport some of your
black dudes, we need to do better. Y'all really falling under this. Who was it? LBJ. Then I forgot his name. LBJ is his initial. But he said, hey, yo, if we pass this bill, we're blah, 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 we'll have the black vote for the next 200 years. Y'all really fell for that crap, hook, line, and sinker. Like, come on, bruh. Have some common sense. Like, y'all really think, oh, all Republicans are racist, all white people are racist, blah, blah, blah. Bruh, that's not even true. Like, go talk to some of these people. Go talk to people like, oh, rednecks are racist. Rednecks, favorite group of white people. Not gonna lie, I like the country motherfuckers. They cool as fuck. That's my personal point of view. And y'all gonna fall into this trap that all people are racist and not do any research, but just believe everything that, oh, my mom was Democrat, her mom was Democrat, so I gotta be Democrat. Not a lot of black people are starting to do their own research and say, wait a minute. Why am I a Democrat? What did the Democrats do for me lately? Oh, wait, they want my vote, but they don't do nothing for me. Every 4 years they come, oh, black pride, oh, reparations. They didn't talk about reparations this time. They didn't bring up reparations this time because they're like, okay, we're not going to really do reparations. Let's stop bringing that up. Y'all, African Americans specifically, y'all ain't getting reparations. So just shut the fuck up about that. Like, y'all never getting that. Y'all will never get reparations. So stop worrying about it. Hey, yo, y'all could be mad at me saying, oh, you're a foreign-born black, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. I'm just smart enough to know y'all not getting reparations. Because why didn't Obama give it to y'all? Why did Kamala specifically say, I ain't doing anything specifically for black people? And then they passed the Asian hate bill. Oh, y'all didn't like that at all. Y'all was salty about that. So black people, y'all need to start waking up and doing your own research. I feel like after this election, black people realize, wait, it's okay to be a Republican. Let me do some more research on this Republican Party, and then that's how they're gonna break away from the Republican Party. Hey, yo, it might be 20% this year, and yo, 2028, it might be daggone 25%. Like, y'all need to get out that Democrat plantation.
For mixed status families, most of them voted in a 55% majority to make the deportations happen.
Y'all think Americans are really worried about, oh, these immigrants are gonna get kicked out of the country? Oh, I really need to do something. They don't care. They're like, I can't afford to feed my family. That people understand when you bring in illegal immigrants, that lowers the wages because y'all say these companies hire illegal immigrants to do the work that regular Americans don't want to do. There's no job that a regular American wouldn't do. It's just that we wouldn't do it for the wages that an illegal immigrant would do it. Like people would be janitors. People will go out in the field and pick berries, blah blah blah, whatever fruit. But are y'all gonna pay them the wage that they respect or the wage that they need to go do that shit? Y'all want to get all these illegals in these factories and pay them bullshit wages because we got the black people out. But let's say these black people got in there and say, wait a minute, I'll do this job, but you just gotta pay me a decent wage. That's what y'all don't want to do. That's what y'all running out of. Hey, yo, they doing these jobs that people don't want to do. They're doing this job that people don't want to do for a certain pay, and that's what's the problem. Y'all think they just don't want to do the job. It's just like, yo, if you want me to do that job, you better pay me right. I'm just saying. Like,
5 years who have kids that go to college.
The Washington Post, Matt Bai, writes in part, I do think the prosecutions fed a narrative of Trump as a victim. I also think Democrats dug themselves into a hole on cultural issues and identity politics. Trump's vicious transgender ad in the closing weeks, she's for they, them, he's for you, was probably the most effective of the cycle.
That when they had fucking my bad because I'll work on that. When they had Charlemagne Leonard, I ain't calling that dude the guy. When they had Leonard from the Breakfast Club saying, "Oh, I don't want my tax dollars going to daggone sex reassignment surgeries for prisoners and illegal immigrants," they had that clip in the commercial in the ad for Trump. I was like, damn. Like, he said out his own mouth. They can't say Trump was just making that up when he read it out his own mouth because that bit was effective. It was effective. She's for they, them. Trump's for you. That got that ring to it, though. That just got that ring to it, in my personal opinion.
I think that probably landed with a lot of traditionally Democratic voters who feel like the party is consumed with the cultural issues, while the economic issues don't really change. I think people needed a reason to feel good and hopeful about voting for her. And absent that, a lot of frustrated voters apparently decided to go with the guy who wants to burn it all down.
Let's dig a little.
This is why y'all lose. Y'all don't like the left. The left doesn't understand the other side. Like Republicans, conservative, whatever you want to call yourself, we understand. This is what liberals think. This is what their point of view, and this is why we disagree with them. The other side would be like, y'all are evil and y'all are wrong. We don't need to take in your point of view into consideration because y'all evil and wrong. So y'all need to get in line. And we're like, wait, we disagree on this. No, because you're evil. That's why you disagree. Because there's hate in your heart. And they will not respect us enough to say, yo, why do y'all disagree? They'll just say, this is why y'all disagree. Every news channel was not willing to listen to the conservative that's saying, this is why the other people don't like what y'all pushing. They just say, no, this is why they're like, everyone say, oh, the economy. You have the liberal and the Democrat and people that say, oh, I'm not a Democrat, but they align with the Democrats saying, oh, they don't like her because she's black, she's a woman. And everybody was like, no, if Biden had one of the worst daggone approval ratings and he had a bad economy, what makes you think that she will have a good one? When on The View, they asked her, what would you do differently? And she said, nothing comes to mind. That was her time to say, this, hey, yo, this is the stuff that Biden did. I didn't necessarily agree with it, and it kind of didn't go the way we planned. But this is what I would do. If she would do that, she probably could have won. If she would just say, hey, I didn't agree with some of this stuff, and this is what I would do differently, but I was vice president, so I couldn't really do much. People would have been like, okay, I understand that. And people would have been like, okay, more willing to vote for her. But she didn't want to push that old man under the bus. I got that mosquito. My bad. I got distracted. She didn't want to push that old dude under the bus, and that's why she lost the election. Next time, be like, yo, I didn't fuck with Biden on this, and this, but these are my policies. So blah, blah, blah. But we know her policies. We've seen the stuff. She's a San Francisco liberal. We've seen her far left policies, and then she wants to say, oh, I'm a moderate now. She went from being, oh, I'm against fracking, to being, oh, let's frack all day, baby. She went from being like, oh, we're mandatory gun buyback to, oh, I have a Glock. Let me not. I forgot to take that off after I got home from the store. So it fit perfectly in the video. But come on, she went from mandatory gun buybacks from AR-15 or AR-15 thing, assault rifles. Well, really, what is the assault rifle? Because what? Any weapon could be used for assault, but whatever. She went from mandatory buybacks to, oh, I have a Glock. And she thought people would be like, oh, shit, she got a Glock? She cool. Let's give her our vote. No, people are not as stupid. Like, Democrats are running off the idea that the majority of people are stupid and are gullible, and we don't necessarily need to tell them the truth. We just need to tell them what they want to hear. That's what Democrats ran on, and when they came to realize that, yo, that's not true, people are a little bit smart, and you want to give them credit too. And y'all finding out, people were posting videos of her saying stuff from the past and say, she flip-flopped on this. She flip-flopped on that. So where does she stand? And she's like, oh, what she said now is what she means. But we're like, how do we know that? How do we know what she says now is what she means? She's not saying that just to get a vote. When she gets back in office, if she's going to run back to the far left that got her, I don't even know. I'm not going to even say elected because no one ever voted for her. Wait a minute.
The most effective of the cycle. I think that probably landed with a lot of traditionally Democratic voters who feel like the party is consumed with the cultural issues, while the economic issues don't really change. I think people needed a reason to feel good and hopeful about voting for her, and absent that, a lot of frustrated voters apparently decided to go with the guy who wants to burn it all down.
Let's dig a little deeper. Because you have that stacked on top of what happened on college campuses this fall, stacked on top of what's been happening on college campuses over the past 4 or 5 years. I have said this on the air, and every time I've said it, people said, oh, you're just saying that because you're a white conservative. No, I'm just saying it because every Democrat that we have ever sat down with dinner with over the past 5 years who have kids that go to colleges say their kids are afraid to speak in class because they'll be canceled. Let me say that again. and they're all Democrats. Everybody that we've had dinner with, if they have a kid in college.
Hey, yo, for 2 people watching, go ahead, put some comments. Like, I'll do some engagement. Just let me know what y'all think, all right? For those 2 people watching. But let's continue.
You go, how the Red Sox going? Yeah, fine. Yeah. Sitting there eating. Beautiful day today, wasn't it? Yeah. My daughter at University of Virginia, she's afraid to raise her hand in class because if she says something that's politically incorrect, she will immediately be canceled. She'll be shunned from class. She'll be destroyed in social media by noon. So they just sit in class quiet. Now, if any of you, which camera? Give me a camera to look at. Boom! Oh, look at that one. If any of you out there say, oh, that's just like a conservative, white, Southern guy, da-da-da, that's what you're losing. That's what you're losing. Because that's what I heard. And I didn't hear it from Republicans. I didn't hear it from Trumpers. I heard it from Democrats over the past 3 or 4 years. Their kids were afraid to talk in class and say something unpopular because they would be canceled. And it's an epidemic. Willie will tell you it happens in New York City schools. It happens in colleges. And all of this adds up to people going, come on, this is crazy. Yeah. And Mike, it's having an impact from, again,
This calls people just to be quiet and not engage in conversation and argument and just be like, you know what? I'm not gonna say anything out loud, but y'all made the ad yourself that when you're in the voting booths, you're alone. No one can see what you're doing. Y'all made those ad yourselves. People's like, you know what? In public, I'm not gonna buck the system. In public, I'm not gonna go against y'all. I'm gonna be quiet. But in private, in that voting booth, I'm voting against y'all. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna come back next day like, how did that happen? Oh my goodness, Trump is so bad. And they'll be like, oh my goodness, those evil Republicans. And they'll be going back to like that's what's gonna happen. Y'all say any other point of view, but mine is wrong, and you can't have another point of view. So people are just gonna they're not gonna argue with you no more. You're gonna fall into your own daggone echo chamber, and when they're around, you're like, yeah. But in private, they'll be like, yo, I don't agree with this shit at all, and they're gonna vote against y'all. They're gonna be like, yo, I don't agree with this shit at all, and you're gonna be like, wait, why did we lose? I thought everyone around me agrees with me. There you go. You're in an echo chamber. No, you're not. The left does not allow people to disagree with them because when you do, you get canceled, you get ridiculed, you get this and that, you get pushed off to the side. They don't want to engage in debate. They just engage in canceling. It's like, oh, we're not gonna debate y'all because y'all are evil and wrong. Y'all sexist, racist, blah blah blah. Y'all wrong. So we're not gonna debate y'all. Instead of saying, why do you believe the stuff you believe? Like a Republican conservative on the right, we're willing to have this conversation. We might disagree with y'all. We might think, oh, this dude is stupid. This dude is dumb. But we'll at least try to hear you out to see, wait, why do you think that? Wait, where did you get that from? Wait, what? Wait, when did genders and sex be 2 different things? That don't make sense. Like, we'll have that conversation, and even if we disagree with y'all.
Trans ad to, the athletics. And by the way, as we've said on the show 1,000 times, Democrats should be smarter on the women's athletics thing. 85% of Americans oppose men transitioning after puberty and competing against women. And I'm not just saying this the day after the election. I've been saying this for years. This is not a hard call. You can show compassion and you can show grace. And as the Republican governor of Utah said, let's figure out a way to do this. But one way we don't do this is by allowing men who transition after puberty competing against young girls who have been working their entire lives to be as good as they can be, and then they get destroyed in the pool, on the track, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera.
I was transphobic. Oh, he's an evil white conservative man. Oh, why would we listen to the white devil talk about anything? That's what they're gonna say when they hear a different point of view. They're gonna say, "Oh, my ideas are right. There's no way that I have a bad idea. The only reason you disagree with me is because you're a racist, sexist, misogynist, transphobe, homophobe. There's no way that could be wrong because everyone around me thinks the same thing. Everyone around me agrees with me. We all have the same point of view. Maybe y'all just in an echo chamber and don't allow any dissenting opinions or something like that. Like, maybe that's the issue."
I'm interpreting the results tonight as the revenge of just the regular old working class American, the anonymous American who has been crushed.
Address Latina and language. Listen, language has meaning. When we address Latino. Now, I'm going to speak some hard truths to my friends in the Democratic Party. This is not Joe Biden's fault. It's not Kamala Harris's fault. It's not Barack Obama's fault. It is the fault of the Democratic Party and not.
What? Obama left office in 2022. It's been 12 years. 2012. It's been 12 years. Why does he have sway and influence in the Democratic Party still? Like, bruh, you had your chance, you had your time. Now sit down somewhere. That'd be like if George Bush started trying to say, "Oh, y'all should vote for Trump because of this." No one cared what Obama thinks. Obama's not that dude no more. Obama's not him. Like, we don't care. Like, Democrats, black people, whatever, they don't care what Obama got to say no more. Like, he's not the person. The far left had to control the Democratic Party, and they're like, "Hey, yo, you gotta get on the far left agenda. You gotta get on the Hamas wing of the Democratic Party's agenda, or you're the one that's wrong."
Knowing how to communicate effectively to voters. We are not the party of common sense, which is what the message that voters sent to us. For a number of reasons. We don't know how to speak to voters. When we address Latina and language, listen, language has meaning. When we address Latino voters as Latinx, for instance, because that's the politically correct thing to do.
Excuse me. One thing that conservatives, Republicans, people on the right need to do, they need to start mastering the usage of language. They went from saying, "Oh, I'm pro-abortion," to say women's rights, like women's health, women's reproductive health. They went from saying, "Oh, they're killing," and we went from saying they're killing babies, to like they're killing the unborn. No, like we need to master and use the same way that the left use language. We need to master that stuff too, because one thing that the left do better than Republicans, conservatives, and the right, they have the way that they use language is a lot better. The way that we use language, we try to use the language that they use on the left instead of trying to say, "No, that's not what it is. We're going to call a spade a spade. It's not women's reproductive health. Y'all want to murder unborn babies. Y'all want to murder babies." No, it's there, but they say it's women's reproductive health. No, it's baby murder. Like, we need to master the way they use language. Like, that's one thing I'll say, Democrats, y'all have it way better than us. Y'all, the way y'all manipulate language to try to make y'all point that's kind of fucked up seem less evil, y'all do a great job with that. Because no one want to be on the side that's pro murdering babies, but everyone want to help out women's reproductive rights. That's a women's right. Like, no, what? Get out of here. But I'll give y'all that.
Makes them think that we don't even live on the same planet as they do. When we are too afraid to say that, "Hey, college kids, if you're trashing a campus at Columbia University because you're unhappy about some sort of policy and you're taking over a university and you're trashing it and preventing other students from learning, that is unacceptable." But we're so worried about alienating one or another cohort in our coalition that we don't know what to say when normal people look at that and say, "Wait a second, I send my kids to college so they can learn, not so that they can burn buildings and trash lawns," right? And so on and so forth. When we put pronouns after names and say she, her, as opposed to saying, "You know what, if I call you by the wrong pronoun, call me out, I'm sorry, I won't do it again." But stop with the virtue signaling and just speak to people like they're normal. There's nothing I'm
running a campaign on shame, insults, guilt, and the need to rewrite will not win y'all elections no more. I feel like that's why they were doing so good last time. That and maybe a little bit of cheating. Like, how she lose what 15, 20 million votes? We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about how Biden has 20 or 15 million more votes than her. I'm just supposed to just like ignore that, be turning a blind eye. Okay, I didn't see shit, but all right. Like, the way that y'all do this emotional thing about, oh, like these pronouns, like if you call them that's abusive. That's like mental abuse to a trans person trying to say, "Oh, call them out the wrong pronoun," and people are just like, bruh. It's just calling someone the wrong pronoun. It's not that big a deal. And y'all make it seem like it's the biggest deal. Like, y'all need to stop trying to tie your sexuality, your LGBTQ-ness to you being a person. Like, why is that so like, oh, before you are anything, you want to be part of this LGBTQ. And a lot of people are like, yo, I'm more than that, but that's all they seem to focus on. They're like, oh, I'm a trans this, I'm a trans that. They don't like me because I'm a trans this, I'm a trans that. I'm like, other than that, what are you? Aren't you like a human being, a person? But that's what you want to focus on? This trans hood? Oh, you want to be focused on, oh, put my pronouns in my bio, like a bio will be like a short paragraph or stuff, a short thing about stuff that describe who you are. And the thing that's most important, you want to know people that you're trans. I'm like, no one cares. Like, what? Like, do you like the same stuff? Do we agree on certain things? Like, can we have a conversation, like just a conversation? But no, no, no. You gotta first understand that I'm trans. You gotta first use these pronouns that I'm like, bruh. You have a full beard. You have a beard thicker than mine, big dog. Like, I'm gonna get confused. I'm gonna say sir sometimes. Like I'm not gonna do that shit because like it's weird, but I don't have no trans friends. So I don't gotta worry about doing that stuff. I couldn't do it. I couldn't be like talking to a dude with a full beard that says it's man. I couldn't do that. But like, come on now, y'all gotta understand at a certain point, like well, some people might do that stuff in front of your face to be polite. Another group of people won't even engage with you when you do that stuff. And even the people that's being polite to you behind your back in the voting booth, they'll say, like, yeah, I don't agree with that shit at all. Trump, 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 Trump. Like, come on.
I'm going to say to Sir Michael that I'm not going to say to you, that I'm not going to say to somebody else. I speak the same language to everybody. But that's not what Democrats do. We constantly try to parse out different ways of speaking to different cohorts because our focus groups or our polling shows that so-and-so appeals to such and such. That's not how normal people think. It's not common sense. And we need to start being the party of common sense again. Joe Biden is not responsible for that. Neither is Kamala Harris. It is a problem that Democrats have had for years. I've been banging the drum on this for, I don't know how, probably 10 years, if not longer on this. We need to get back to being the party of common sense, that people look at us and say, we understand you. We appreciate what you say because you speak our language. And until we do that, we should stop blaming other people for our own mistakes.
I never thought the Democratic Party was a party of common sense. I'm like, a lot of people like, y'all refuse to accept people who could disagree with you and y'all could be wrong. Like this whole time y'all been talking about like, yo, the people that disagree with us is either because they're racist or they're sexist. It's not because of policy. They don't care about policy. They care about it's because she's a woman and everyone's like, bruh. Bread is too expensive. Milk is like $4 or $5. Like it used to be like 3 or like 2. Gas, I gotta pay for that every couple of days because I gotta get to work. And that shit's like what it was in the term like 2 something. Now it's 3 something. I'm in Florida. In other states, it's even more expensive. Like, come on now. Y'all gotta understand at a certain point, stop putting at a certain point, y'all need to stop doing this, Democrats. Y'all need to stop saying, okay, what category does this person fall in, and what are we gonna do for that particular category group? Stop putting people in. Y'all are one that like, oh, don't box me into this label, blah blah blah. But y'all say, okay, we need to have something for black men, black women, white women, Hispanic men, Hispanic women. See, I didn't say white men. We need to have something for all these groups. Not white men because they're the scourge of the earth. They have everything going for them. They're already at the top of the daggone pie, and we didn't do we don't gotta do anything for them. So, but what can we do for black men, black women, black men, black women, Hispanic men, Hispanic women, white women? What can we do for these categories? And Republicans are thinking, what can we do for Americans? A rising tide lifts all ships. And if y'all don't start getting that mindset and try to say, oh, we need to have something specifically for the gays, we need to have something for Asian American, we need to have something for Hispanic Americans, instead of just saying, what can we do for Americans? Y'all saying, oh, we need to have each racial group, gender group, sexual orientation, this, that, break people down to these little boxes, say, we need to do something for each individual box. And people are like, no, that doesn't work. You're doing something only for black people. She try to push that agenda for black men. To me, I'm like, bruh, daggone loan and a blunt. Like, you gotta do a little bit more than that. And you can't. And like, I was smart. I'm not the best political pundit. I'm not even one. But I'm smart enough to know. Wait, if you do something specifically for black men, the Supreme Court is gonna be like, yo, that's racist. That's literal, definitely like what we don't want people to do. Like We already got rid of affirmative action, which maybe at one point in time it was needed, but now it's really now. And now y'all trying to bring up this DEI stuff, which is just affirmative action on crack. And y'all think that doing this, like, oh, we need to find every group, they need to be heard. No one thinks that. No, like, I need to be seen. I need to be heard. No one thinks that. There's like, what are you gonna do for me? What is your plan for America? Not what is your plans for a Black America, Hispanic America. It's like, because when you do something good, you don't gotta worry about, oh yeah, I gotta get this one particular racial group, gender group, sexual orientation. When you do something good, everyone's been like, hey, I like that. When you try to say, oh, Trump is the most evil person, he's a fascist. World's like, wait. Trump was president already. My black ass wasn't in daggone chains. Trump was president already. I don't remember picking cotton between 2016 and 2020. I never picked up, like, people were thinking like, yo, you can't tell us who Trump is when we already know who he is. Y'all gotta tell us what y'all stand for. I'm about to start coding out. I'm gonna try to go live a little bit more often, but like, I'm just saying, the Democrat Party, they lost the plot. They don't care about what people they don't care about the people. They just care about these groups that they put people in, and people are just like, yo, I'm more than just that group. I'm like an American. Like, what are you gonna do for me? And if Democrats don't understand, hey, yo, you can't say calling someone racist, sexist, homophobe don't mean anything no more. Call me a racist, a sexist, say, oh, I hate myself, because I'm black and I don't want to vote for a black woman. Call me that all you want, because to me, that don't mean anything. That means I'm thinking you're too stupid to come up with a policy. You're too stupid to try to understand me. You're too stupid to say, hey, what do you care about? You're just not that smart. That's what I'm starting to think. You're not smart enough to like, yo, what do you want? You didn't just say, this is what you want. This is why you don't want to vote for Kamala. Stop being a self-hating black man and you need to vote for Kamala. And I'm like, she was with the Biden. The economy was bad with Biden. And on The View, she said she wouldn't do anything differently. So, and you're trying to tell me that I'm too stupid to understand those basic things. Like, I'm like, all right, okay, whatever. I'll argue with you. I might not. I'm just going to let you know sooner or later. Like, when I vote for Trump, y'all can't even get mad at me for that one. I'm just saying, Trump 2024, he fucking won. And it was all because Democrats, like, she was selected, not elected. Y'all have Biden run a daggone primary, even though y'all knew y'all was gonna pull Kamala back. All the daggone conservative right people on the right was saying Biden's not gonna run against Trump. But you're gonna pull Biden out. It's gonna be Michelle Obama. It's gonna be this person. It's gonna be that person. No one believed Biden was gonna run in 2012. And then when it happened, they're like, oh, we just found out that Biden was mentally impaired. Like, when the media lies to us like that, y'all lose the credibility. When y'all been saying Biden's sharp as attack this whole time, and then we're like, what did he just say? Did he just say a burger? Did he just say, oh, we're gonna kill that on I forgot what he said. He's gonna kill some. I forgot today. But when we see him, we're like, oh, y'all imagining stuff. Don't believe y'all lying eyes. There is no war in Ba Sing Se. When y'all come up to us like that, it shows that the media like lost all trust and credibility. That's why people are turning a podcast. People rather get their information from a podcast than say, yo, what's CNN and MSNBC gonna tell me to do? Gonna tell me today? What's ABC News, CBS? People rather say, yo, that shit was stupid. I could see Biden for myself. He barely talk. I saw Kamala. She sounds a little bit like Biden. Are they both drinking from the same drink? I'm like, yo, I'm not stupid enough to just say, oh yeah, she's gonna be different than daggone Biden. I should vote for her. When she just said, there ain't gonna be no difference between us two. Like, how stupid do you think the American people are? The media don't respect the people that watch them, and that's why they went to Trump, because they got their news from Joe Rogan. They on Tim Pool. They got their news from Benny Johnson. They're getting their news from Steven Crowder. They're going to all these other sources because the stuff y'all are saying is just a lie. It's like y'all trying to say Trump is Hitler when we could see with our own eyes, like we had 2016 and 2020. And it wasn't that bad. It was actually better. And y'all gonna say, no, the economy wasn't better. Y'all are too stupid to understand that, oh, inflation is down now. Inflation is down from how high y'all had it. Y'all had it so high. It's like It's like if you take $100 from me and then give me back what $80 and say I never robbed you. I'm like, where's my $20? Like I didn't rob you. I'm like, I saw where it's not 20. Like you like we're not stupid enough to realize you think we're not stupid enough you think we're stupid enough to not realize that under Trump, what was it, 1.9? Under y'all, it was at the highest around 9%. Just now it's starting to come down. But it was coming down from being high as shit. Like, come on now. You can't say, oh, it's down now. No, no, no. It's down now from being high as shit. And y'all think we're too stupid to understand that. And that is why liberals, Democrat, leftists, whatever y'all want to call yourself, y'all gonna continue to lose the election because y'all think the American people are stupid. Y'all think y'all can run a campaign on shame, insult, guilt, and need to be right. Continue insult people saying, "Oh, you're uneducated. You don't know this." Or when people thinking, "I might not be educated from college, but I'm not dumb enough to say a man's woman." People, y'all might be educated, but y'all lack intelligence and common sense. Y'all think because I went to this institution and learned how and what to think, I'm better and smarter than y'all. When that lady was saying uneducated white women were like, "What the fuck you mean? You trying to call me stupid?" They didn't hear like, "Oh, you just don't have a college degree. It's not that big." No, they know the fucking words. Like y'all just trying to call people stupid without saying they're stupid. You say uneducated white women. They're like, I'm not stupid. I know what you're trying to do. And that's the problem with y'all and why y'all would never win. Y'all think people are stupid. Y'all think y'all can run out of emotions. Y'all think you can run on daggone what is it? Fucking identity politics. Y'all think that stuff works. And Trump proved that, hey yo, you could be a felon, but we know when the courts are being political. You could do this and that, but we're stupid enough to realize, wait, what was all these court cases 4 years ago, 8 years ago? What was all these court cases before he even ran for office? Oh, now he's evil. Y'all was friends with him like a while ago, but now he's evil. We're not stupid enough to not see that and be like, oh, Trump's bad now. No, we're not stupid, but y'all want to make it seem like we are. And this lack of respect for the audience, this lack of respect for people that disagree with you is why y'all continue to lose. Continue to play identity politics, the emotional game, running on shame, insults that need to be right. This is why y'all continue to lose. Hey, I'm going to call it right now. Next time, they're gonna try to run a Hispanic person. If they don't have a legit primary, they're gonna try to run a Hispanic person because they're gonna be like, we already got the black vote. We don't gotta worry about the blacks. Black women love us, so we don't even gotta run a women. We need to run a Hispanic man this time because he's a man, and we're not gonna lose the Hispanic vote no more. They're gonna be like, oh, and he's white passing too, so he's gonna be the best of both. Like if they don't just select someone, they have an actual primary, they're probably gonna try to run a Hispanic man or some shit like that. That's what I call. Because they're like, we had the white dude, we had the black dude. Let's try the Hispanic dude, and then we'll try black women again or white women again. This is how they think to me, and it doesn't make no damn sense. But hey, yo, let me know what y'all think. Let me know if y'all want me to go live again. I'll try to do it more, but I just can't be consistent because I work some weird ass hours with my main job, and YouTube ain't paying me enough for me to just like, hey, fuck off, boss. So I'm just saying. And to be honest, I don't think I'll ever leave my main job to do YouTube fully because even if I did, because YouTube could always kick me off the platform, so I gotta keep a regular job. That's just my personal thing. But this has been me, and y'all already know. Hey yo, I'm out.